Man, not even The Land Before Time got to 2048 sequels. Blade Runner 2049 is the sequel to the sci-fi film by Ridley Scott from 35 years ago that was considered underwhelming upon its initial release, but became hailed as a classic after years of thought and after 2 more cuts. I hear that the final cut is the best, but I've only seen the theatrical version, and what I saw I thought was mostly okay. It was a meaningful film, but still borderline boring. Nevertheless, I was looking forward to 2049 because it's directed by Denis Villeneuve, who recently brought us Sicario and Arrival. As the title suggests, this movie takes place in 2049, 30 years after the events of the first movie. Ryan Gosling plays a replicant known as K, who works as a Blade Runner, hunting down other older models of replicants for the Tyrell Corporation, which was bought by a billionaire played by Jared Leto. During one of K's missions, he comes across some startling evidence of a child who was birthed by a replicant, which was believed to be impossible. His boss orders him to track down and erase all evidence of this, and it leads him on a journey where he eventually crosses paths with Rick Deckard, played once again by Harrison Ford. And Kay slowly begins to realize that he may not be what he's always believed himself to be. Now, Denis Villeneuve made it clear that he was taking some major risks with this sequel, knowing that fans of the first movie would be, in his words, walking into the theater with a baseball bat. He was obviously passionate about making this a faithful follow-up to the original. This is coming from someone who wasn't especially enthusiastic about the original. If you're a fan, I'm confident that there is nothing more you could ask for in the sequel that isn't on screen. And that's not to say that I personally enjoyed it the same as the first. I actually think it's better. I enjoyed the mystery element more, and I was really invested in Kay making these discoveries that may or may not pertain to him. And it builds on the original's themes of the thinning line between man and machine. This is also not the kind of movie that you need to watch 6 times before you are to fully understand it. You can appreciate it the first time while still being brought forward the questions, and then you can watch it a second time to gain the answers. There's only one small flaw in the storytelling. It has to do with a scene that follows a major discovery that Kay has just made, a discovery that essentially just confirmed to him what he was previously suspecting. He goes there just for further confirmation, even though what he just found out should have been more than proof enough. It is an extremely integral scene, but his reason for being there is rather weak. The movie is also kind of a slow burn. Many of the conversations in this movie have lengthy pauses in between lines. I know they want to convey an intense feeling when Kay and Rick first meet, but does 90% of the dialogue have to be that way? However you feel about the pacing or storytelling, the movie is a ceaseless feast to the eyes, particularly if you see it in 3D. While the first Blade Runner had great effects for the time, the lighting was so murky that I found it hard to appreciate. With 2049, cinematographer Roger Deakins, who expertly shot The Shawshank Redemption, A Beautiful Mind, The Village, Skyfall, Unbroken, as well as Sicario, he fills every frame of 2049 with vibrant hues and striking misty images. The set design and special effects are fantastic. One visual that really stuck out is this holographic woman. When her figure merges with that of another human or replicant, it is a mind-blowing sight. This movie is visually flawless. Hans Zimmer's score does a great job complementing the grandiose atmosphere, although there are a couple of instances where he overuses that signature boom of his, like inserting it in a scene where Kay is simply walking through a hazy desert. Overall, Blade Runner 2049 is a great mystery thriller with comprehensible complexity and amazing visuals. I can't see any way that fans of the first will be unsatisfied, and those who aren't so fond of the first might find this one more interesting. I'm going to give Blade Runner 2049 an 80%. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. Like if you liked, subscribe for more. This is Pop Culture. I'm Alex Pop.